I've got to say, I am so glad I actually stayed up until 6 in the morning to watch this fight, because it's one of those that will go down in the history books. Trilogy fights do not come about often. They do not happen. The fact this was the way it was, the fact there was a definitive ending to it, it was poetic in all the best ways, and the king, the Gypsy King, reigns supreme once more. All right, Tyson Fury won, as I predicted, as pretty much the whole world predicted, and the right guy won. The right guy lost, and that's it. I was annoyed though, because the amount of time Deontay Wilder postponed the fight by, because he didn't want to have the ring walk at a certain time and he wanted to do it his way. I thought, this is some bakwas, this is some nonsense, this guy needs to be sanctioned for doing that. If this was any other sporting event, there would be issues and he would get fined for that shit. It was really, really tedious and annoying, the fact that he made everyone wait for him. Guys, you have an obligation. You have a time. You have to go and meet it. Kick him out the door and say you're being fined 1% of your bag every minute you're out there late. I think that's something that should be done, because it's a bit ridiculous. If you want to take the loss, then take the loss. But I thought he kind of pushed that to its absolute limit. Hey, NarendraTheComic here. Right now we're just going to be talking about the Wilder vs Fury match number 3, numero 3, numero 13. It finally happened, and I'm so glad that Fury got the job done. I know it might have taken 11 rounds. I said when I came to my prediction last night, I suppose this morning at like 2 a.m., I thought to myself, I don't know if Fury is going to go in there and fight him. I think he might go in there and box him. And that's why I thought it's going to be a 12-rounder. There's a chance that this will go to points. But as the fight went on, I have to say, it was not the way I was expecting it from Wilder or Fury. Wilder clearly had improved a lot. His footwork was better for the first few rounds. His general plan, he had one, which is amazing. It's probably the first time in his career that he actually came into a fight with a plan, other than knocking someone out with their right hand. When I saw the ring walks, I thought, Wilder does what he does with it being, completely over the top and ridiculous. But for him, it was a bit toned down. Whereas for Fury, he kind of went bombastic with it. It was very eccentric. It was very all over the place. But walking into the ring, going up those stairs, I wasn't sure if he really looked ready. And that is something I've never seen from Tyson Fury ever throughout his entire career. I've been following it for over a decade, probably more so. Well, I said over a decade. I'm probably right there. He didn't look like he was engaged with it when he was walking into the ring. All this stuff was happening around him, but he didn't look like he was engaged with that, the bombastic nature of his walking, but he also didn't look like he was fully engaged in the fight and what he was about to do. He kind of looked out of it, to be honest with you, and maybe the fact that there were no British fans there might have had an influence on that, because he works off the crowd, he lives off the crowd, and I think this fight would have been a lot shorter had there been a British audience there, because he would have just gone in. He would have put pedal to the metal and the fight would have been done in 6 or 7 rounds. But it was an unbelievable boxing spectacle. It wasn't boxing to the degree of which we've seen Tyson Fury box in the past. He came in there to fight. He came in there to brawl. He wasn't doing all the things which he does so well when he boxes. The ducking, the diving, the weaving, the moving about like a bloody snake. He has the most insane movement for a heavyweight I've ever seen in my life. And I think anyone who watches this sport will agree with you. He is the best of this generation and one of the best of all time. I don't want to say he is the best of all time because it's a silly argument to make, but he is one of the best heavyweight fighters of all time, and that is cemented on. That is definite. There is no one in this era who can beat him. But I have to give it to him. Deontay Wilder did come out with a game plan. He came out and he boxed better than he has done in his entire career. It obviously was not enough because Tyson Fury is iconic in this field and in any field. In terms of sports, he's one of the greatest sportsmen ever. I'm saying it. He is one of the greatest sportsmen ever. The things he's had to go through over this last 5-10 years, the things he's been up against, and the fact he's come back and done what he's done, he's an icon living, to quote Jaden Smith. And this was one of the most savage boxing fights I have ever seen in my life. People were going down. I think there were 5 knockdowns in this fight. Wilder had 2 knockdowns of Fury in 1 round, and in that round I thought, oh shit, This is some bad juju. I don't know what's going on here, but 2 knockdowns in 1 round? No bueno. Not good at all. But Tyson Fury has a chin like no one else in the division right now. He's a brick wall. On top of that, he's a very big brick wall, 6'9", 280 pounds, and I think he carried his weight a lot better than what Wilder did. When you look at Wilder coming in at 240, I think that leaned into the way he wanted to fight, but I think it led him to be gassed very, very quickly. And when you got past round 5, Wilder didn't win 1 round as far as I remember. I have Fury winning 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So, and 11, obviously, because he knocked him out. So, Wilder won very few rounds. He did get 2 knockdowns in 1 round, and he won the first round. But other than that, Fury absolutely dominated him. It was pretty disgusting to watch that final knockdown by Fury, because you did think to yourself, has the referee let this one go on too far? Because Wilder's legs were going all over the place. He wasn't able to stand up. His equilibrium was gone, and Fury was just pounding him every single round. And I think the reason why it was left to go on was because there's always that chance that Wilder could throw a bomb and win the fight. That's why. But I feel it should have been stopped a couple of rounds earlier. Maybe 1, maybe 2, but he wasn't giving much back in return. Fury was just jabbing him all over the place, hooking him, getting everything done, uppercuts. Everything was in there from Fury from an offensive point of view. There was nothing he didn't do. Wilder just was out of his depth. And I think that got shown in the first fight. It got shown in the second fight. And it got shown in the third fight. That is the end of it. There's no more of this, oh, he did this, he did this. Wilder coming up with ridiculous excuses. And I think it only makes him look bad. Like, he put in a good performance. He put in a fighter's performance in this incredible spectacle. And him saying at the end, nah, I don't want to shake your hand to Fury at the end of it. I don't want to give you some respect for winning. That's not good stuff. And you know he's going to say there's an insane conspiracy theory against him. And Tyson Fury was in with the boxing commission and he actually had like bricks in his gloves. I don't know, all right? I don't know. I can tell you that didn't happen, but I don't know how off his rocker Deontay Wilder is. That's what I don't know. The ref did a decent job during the fight, but I do feel Wilder kept on going for Fury at the back of the head. It was almost like it was tried and tested. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to do that every single round. I do think that Fury was surprised with the way Wilder came out. I think he was shocked that he was actually trying to box a little bit. And it kind of put him on the back foot in the first round. It took him a round or two to really figure out what was going on. But after that, he basically dominated the game. If you look at punches landed, punches thrown, he was more accurate. He threw more punches. He landed more punches. He did everything right to win the fight. And after the fight was won, you would expect Fury to go a bit mad. Like, this is insane. This is unbelievable stuff. This is a huge victory, a huge result. It cements his legacy in the sport. He kind of looked disinterested. Like at the beginning of the fight, when he was walking into the ring, he wasn't really there. At the end of the fight, he was also just a bit out of it. And I don't know if he wants to do it anymore. I want him to do it. I want him to do it. I want to see him live. I want to see him decimate somebody. AJ. No. Maybe. He would do it. He would destroy him. Beside the point. I'm not sure if he wants to do this anymore. I can see him retiring now. And a week ago, I could not have thought that. I wouldn't have believed someone if they'd said, Tyson Fury has retired again. I wouldn't have believed it. But after the way he walked into the ring, and the way the fight finished with his reaction, I would believe you if he said in 2 weeks' time, I'm retired. I don't know if that's what he wants. I don't know if that's what his family wants. If they do, hey, it's their prerogative. It's his prerogative what he wants to do. But I have to say, it's the first time I've seen him like that, where he almost looked lost at the end of the fight. And maybe I'm reading into something that isn't there. And if I am, then I am. And I'm sorry about that. But I really, really think he might be finished in the boxing world. I don't think maybe he wants to do it. I think he needs the training. I think he needs the regiment, the routine, and all that type of stuff. But I'm not sure. There was something not quite right at the end of the fight. But regardless of all my nonsense and my looking into body language, because I'm a bloody body language coach now, Tyson Fury, the greatest heavyweight of our generation, one of the greatest boxers of all time, and a Brit to top it all off. So congratulations, absolutely huge victory, huge result, and I hope I get to see you fight one more time. That's all I have to say. I hope I do. I wrote this down, so I have to say it. Wilder looked like a zombie as the rounds went on. He had no life, he had no energy, he had no legs, and to be clear, to quote the great man himself, Tyson Fury knocked him spark out, and that's kinda all she wrote. Anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel down there. If you didn't, Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, gonna come after you. You don't want that, no, you really don't. So just subscribe anyway to avoid that. I've been NarendraTheComic, you've been Graham, we'll see you next time. That's tomorrow. If you don't know, make a video every single day. Been doing it every day for over 1,000 days now, and we ain't stopping till we get to 10,000 subscribers. So do subscribe, pop back again tomorrow for some more quality shitty content, because we're hashtag never nor here, just how it goes. Also bring them across, because means nonsense, imp, and jumpy. And we also bring that. Bring a lot. Bring a little, do a lot, do a little, but we do need to bring the quality shitty content on a daily basis. So see you tomorrow. More of the same, slightly different, but essentially the very same. Once more, see you then. Skadoosh.